In this video, we will show you how to change the rear shocks on your Jeep Grand Cherokee. You can find them on CarParts.com via the link in the description. For safety reasons, we strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Jeep Grand Cherokee safely. And if your Grand Cherokee is equipped with Quadra-Lift air suspension, you want to watch it. This will avoid damaging your suspension system. Activate the jack mode. To be able to replace the rear shocks on your vehicle, you will need a scan tool so you can empty the gas from the shocks into the designated reservoir. The procedure may vary depending on the scan tool model used, but the process remains very similar. In our case, the process is as follows. Select your vehicle. Here, press Common Special Function. Press Special Function. Select Spring Deflate to Atmosphere or Reservoir. Select the air spring you wish to work on. Then operate a complete deflate. You can now safely start the operation. Now you need to remove the mudguard. Using a multi-bit screwdriver and an 8mm socket, unscrew the mudguard retaining bolts. Using a fork, remove the holding rivets. Next, remove the mudguard. It is necessary to support the lower control arm with a jack to prevent the wheel hub from falling. Using a ratchet and a long 17mm socket, unscrew the two shock absorber upper retaining bolts. Finish unscrewing by hand. Brush off the shock's lower retaining bolt, then spray it with penetrating oil. Block the rotation of the shock's lower retaining bolt with a 21mm wrench. Unscrew the nut with a 24mm wrench. Then remove the bolt. You can now extract the shock. Using a wire brush, brush off the location of the shock absorber and grease to make it easier to install. You can order the rear shocks used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Take your new shock. Insert the shock starting from the lower part. Next, pre-install the bolt. Screw the nut back in roughly by hand. Insert the shock into its upper slot, then install the upper retaining bolts. You can then screw the bolts back in using a ratchet. Finish the tightening of the bolts with a torque wrench. Screw the lower nut back in until it makes contact. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Remove the jack. Put the mudguard back in place. Screw the retaining bolts back in. Then put the rivets back in place. Once the shock has been replaced, pick up the scan tool. Select your vehicle. Press Common Special Function. Press Special Function. Press Complete Fill. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put your vehicle back on the ground before properly fixing the wheels in place. You can now turn off the jack mode. Operation complete.